The current banking and financing system is not so much inclined into supporting green energy technologies because of the perceived returns on investments.
Once you provide the fund that is available, it also opens up new opportunities for investors who didn't see that opportunity before.
This is the time to be agile, to have adaptability, innovation, and to have those sustainable strategies where an organization will not be shaken by a crisis.
In the region, we'll be one of the few pioneer economies that will start investing in programs from private sector to support areas of big impact of climate change. I am proud that we're the only private sector and the only financial institutions in Kenya, and they will be the second financial institutions in the continent. And what we will do as a bank is to be the recipient of the funds into Kenya that are coming to the National Treasury, so we are a recipient bank. Then through the accreditation process, we are able to co-fund those programs. We have a bigger scale of the project we can finance, and I'm glad to say that we can finance up to $250 million US, minimum of 50 and a maximum of 200, which is quite significant in our markets today. So we've had to make changes in a number of our policies that we did not have before. How do we mitigate the effect of climate change in our market? Which means we must make sustainable investment or green investment, create green jobs. Now, this is what we are looking at as an organization. And I believe by us getting accredited, we give a new lever for the economy to be able to work with private sector partners.
I think we have some principles in common. We are both members of the UN Global Compact. In terms of climate mitigation, we hold similar beliefs. We want to make a mark and make our world more sustainable. And that's in a bid to conserve the environment. Because if you do not conserve the environment, then you will find that it is not sustainable. It will affect the economy. It will affect the health of the people. It will affect all the opportunities that are available. You'll find poverty will increase. And I think climate is everything. So we have to take care of it for sustainability. Otherwise, we all fall.
I've been banking with KCB ever since I was in university. So naturally for me, it was one of the banks that you naturally go to the place where you've always been. Avcon Contractors started in 2014 as a civil construction company, mainly focused on the telecommunications industry. We set out to try and find out if there are solutions that we could offer to our clients other than just developing infrastructure for them. Being an SME, we were just at the starting phases of building the company. So ordinarily, you would not expect us to have the financial resources to be able to put together a facility of this nature. It is the reason that also led us to start looking for financial institutions that are able to support innovations and have funds for green climate financing. So the revenues that we generated through the process, I would say, have really assisted us to be able to get to where we are today, to the point that now we are financially stronger. We've had a lot of discussions on solar as an alternative green energy, and batteries being one of the major costs. It means that therefore we need to find a solution on how to reduce that cost. And by putting similar facilities across different regions within the country will allow most of the solar users to be able to access cheap and affordable batteries that will give them the right quality.
How you look at the fund is not to pick up projects which are ready and then refinancing them. It's building projects from the base. And for us, it's saying in the next 2 to 3 years, how do we put aside $500 million to support those programs which are investing in areas that affect climate change. It can be on education. There are many sectors that you can invest in today. So we're seeing agriculture as a big area, which we will see how to utilize agriculture for financing green projects.
found there was a lot of waste being left uncollected by the county. This is about our 10th year in the business. It was the sole duty of the county to be collecting trash. Operations was becoming difficult because you will collect trash for many people and payment was not coming in time. So we approached KCB to help us with invoice discounting, and this has actually gone a long way. Solutions that KCB has provided to us are giving us facilities like overdraft, offering training sessions for Biashara Club members, and this is where we go to learn how to manage our business as well. Because we will have the money now to run the business other than wait for the customers to pay us before we could continue moving. Right now we are doing what is called initial stages of recycling. We have been able to acquire some facility, credit facility from the bank that has helped us manage to acquire machines like a compactor that we have at the dump site here, where we compact all these plastics, the PET bottles. Which we eventually sell to a recycling company in EPZ, Export Processing Zone in Athi River. It has also created a lot of opportunity for employment for the youth at the dump site, as you shall see here. For KCB Bank to help sustain and even promote this kind of business for sustaining the environment, they need to come up with not very strict rules of acquiring facilities from them. So if there are facilities offered to the youth without so much strict conditions of doing saving for about a year or 6 months, then I think we really promote sustainability of the environment.
There's actually no single private sector organizations which has ever attempted accreditation in our market. We have one other accredited entity, which is the public sector. The GCF gives you a bigger opportunity to pull into a global network, not just financing, but their skills, their programs you can go into, their benchmarks you can go as an organization.
KCB generally has been a very good partner in the sense that we will find KCB in every other part of the country. And this has really gone a long way in helping us. We'll access our funds wherever part of the country you are. And this was a very big advantage that KCB had over the other banks. And this is why we chose KCB.
When you look at the impact of climate change, the challenge especially to emerging markets, and the long-term ambition about sustainability as a bank for the last many years, I think naturally we felt we were the right organization to be able to go into the process of accreditation.
So it's a holistic process. It doesn't just end with the financing, but I think also after the financing, there is need to work together to help open up the space to create business for such innovations.
Being able to relate to your bank today and say, I have this project, it's a great project, how can I finance? And what input do I need from you? What capabilities can we deliver? And that for me is the excitement as an organization.
You have to have a business that respects the environment, a business that is sensitive to climate change. And if you do that, these are your benefits. If you don't do that, these are the sanctions. So that we are no longer in the middle and nobody gets away with not doing what the regulations have brought in.